Good morning and welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio, our continuing Career College Exposition webinar series. My name is Bob Martin and I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Imagine America Foundation. I'm personally very excited about today's topic, exploring career-based education and careers. Sponsored by the Refrigeration School Incorporated, or as our friends call them, RSI. RSI is located in Phoenix, Arizona. RSI is also a 22-year partner of the Imagine America Scholarship and Award programs, having now provided admissions-based financial aid to more than 5,000 enrolling Imagine America students. If you'd like more information on our scholarship programs and how to help your students apply for our scholarship to attend this school, please visit our website at www.imagine-america.org, or you can contact me or call me at your convenience. We will also be sending you a scholarship link and PDF flyer after this session. Since our beginning in 1999, Imagine America remains the leading sponsor of scholarship aid to enrolling high school students. However, our country faces a serious shortage in certified technicians. We hear from employers in virtually all sectors of the country, telling us how desperately they need qualified employees. We need to do more. Our partner in today's presentation is the Refrigeration School Incorporated, located in Phoenix, Arizona. Joining us today to discuss in detail the looming technician shortage and how RSI is helping to meet this need is Raina Gilliard-Crowther. Raina is the high school director of training at Tulsa Welding School and has been working with high schools in higher education for years. You're in very, very good hands today. Before turning the program over to Raina, let us outline today's agenda. Today's session of Imagine America Radio will be 30 minutes maximum, with questions and answers included. Once we finish these remarks, we're going to move directly into today's presentation. All participants can submit questions while the presentation is in session via the Q&A function or the Q&A availability in our Zoom meeting. At the end of the presentation, or approximately 10:25 a.m., I will then present any questions offered by the participants. We'll address as many questions as possible and provide written responses in follow-up emails. We will have a hard close at 10:30 a.m. So without taking any more time out of today's presentation, let me turn today's session over to Raina. Raina, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Raina Gilliard-Crowther, and I am the high school director of training for RSI and at the Tulsa Welding School. We are very excited to have expanded our high school admissions program to the RSI campus, and we look forward to growing our student population from high school even more so in Arizona. RSI is the largest accredited HVAC school in the US, but we also teach welding, electrical, and refrigeration technologies at our RSI school. One of the great things about our partnership with RSI and Tulsa Welding School is that we took the best of welding and combined it with the best in the HVAC industry to create a hands-on, career-focused, short-term investment for our students. All programs at RSI can be finished in as little as 7 to 10 months, depending on what the student wants to do with their future. We are very much focused on looking towards the future and filling the trades gap that we are seeing across the world, not just the US. Why technical education makes sense? Well, this generation, they're different. They've been through a lot more. They've lived through the pandemic. They have seen the economy go up and down. Generation Z is telling us that 61% of them say skill-based education makes more sense for today's world. Lots of opportunities, it would make sense. 45% of Gen Z agree that an education that can be completed in a shorter period of time, 2 or less years, is preferred because they want to start their lives and earning their income sooner. This generation is all about getting into the world faster. We are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. We are a member of the Arizona Private School Association, the Mechanical Trade Contractors of Arizona, Refrigeration Service Engineer Society, Skills USA, and the Better Business Bureau. Let's talk about our relationships with school counselors and our community. We have tons of tools for you to help your students. I'm a retired teacher. So before I came to work at the Tulsa Welding School, I worked in early education, but I also worked as a elementary school teacher. So I'm very familiar with the relationship that we have with our school counselors and how important it is to provide support not only for students, but for our teachers and our counselors. So it starts off with interactive school presentations. We know that every single day that you guys tell these students that they need to focus on their future, but a lot of them, they're not hearing you. So we offer interactive senior presentations where we actually come into the school and we talk to seniors and juniors directly about all the choices they have post-graduation. Not everyone's going to be a fit for RSI, we know that, but these we break down into small bite-sized chunks through fun activities about military, college, trade schools, all the options, even going into the workforce. What would be the positive and negatives of all those things so that they can start making decisions sooner? Because the sooner that a student figures out what they want to do with their future, the sooner a counselor like yourself can help them. We have field trips. We have an open door policy for field trips at our RSI campus. In fact, they are super excited about having field trips. You can schedule to come to the campus, spend the day doing demos, touring the facility, and we even provide our field trips lunch. Our staff gets very excited when the high school students come in because they really want to show them what it's like to be in the trades. A lot of them have never seen the trades before. One of the things I used to dread when I was a teacher was when we would get meetings scheduled during my break period or at lunch. Because what does that mean? We barely have time. We're doing hall duty, we're doing bus duty, we have all these other jobs to do. So one of the things that we provide and help our staff helps our counselors with is our lunch and learn, or we can come in and sponsor your team meetings. You want to have a meeting before school, we'll come in and talk about our programs to your counselors or your staff, and then we'll provide breakfast. If it's an after school event, then we can do lunch or we can do snacks. But you can also come to our campus and use our facilities. Maybe you guys want to get out for the day for teacher in-service. You can schedule to come and use one of our amazing classrooms or conference rooms and just have your meeting off-site. Sometimes it's nice to get off campus. And then, of course, remote demonstrations. So we can bring, if your campus has a welding program, if your campus has electrical, we can actually bring with our admissions representative a instructor who will do demonstrations in the programs for your students. Now, if your school doesn't offer those, you would be a great candidate for a field trip. We know that the trades are in demand. STEM careers are growing every day, and the trades are part of STEM. Over 1.6 million people will be needed in these trades combined nationally by 2030. So these are global opportunities. So if we have 1.6 million people needed just in the US alone, what does that look like across the world? Skilled trades are an opportunity for students to not only see the world, but earn an income. A lot of our students are looking to get out of the town that they live in or the neighborhood that they live in, and they want to go somewhere else. Trade opportunities are everywhere. And with the skilled trades gap and the shortage is across the US, HVAC technicians, especially in the hotter climate states like Arizona, are in high demand. Welders are needed everywhere. That's infrastructure. We can't build anything without welders. And think about this, what would life be like without electricity? Everything, including the computer that you're watching this presentation on, or even maybe on a phone, is ran on electricity. Women in the trades and STEM careers are growing, and we are very supportive of our female population of students at RSI.
I've never felt independence like this before. That first paycheck was like, whew, what do I do with all this? I want to beat the boys. I can assure you, you can do it.
I know they can do it because women before me have done it.
One of the beautiful things about encouraging the growth of women in the STEM career fields are that employers are actually very much coming to RSI looking to recruit female students. but there's also specialized scholarships for women at RSI to be able to attend school. We want to diversify this population, but I'm a firm believer that there are no female jobs, there are no male jobs, there's just career paths that you can be successful in. We have our electrical mechanical program that's just 9 months long. That allows a student to not only train in the HVAC and refrigeration career fields, learns about solar technology, but they also partner and for an additional 3 months, get their electrical applications combined. So when they leave us, they can not only find work in the HVAC or refrigeration career fields, but they can also start their journey in the electrical. Refrigeration technology, that is heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and commercial refrigeration. Commercial refrigeration is like the big giant ice machines or the walk-in coolers. That's a specialty career field. Just 6 months at RSI. Electrical applications, that's going to be commercial and residential electrician training, 7 months. And all the hours that a student earns while they're in the program, they can use towards working towards becoming a master electrician. It's a process, but this is getting a jump start on that process. And then of course, our welding specialist program, 7 months long. That's going to be the full gamut of the welding industry and prepare our students to find work in any part of the welding industry that they are interested in after they graduate. Like I said, in our electrical mechanical program, they're going to do air conditioning and service repair, climate control, and residential and commercial electrical installation. So this program is great for just 9 months. The students learn so much. Electrical applications, they're going to actually wire a residential home and a commercial home. We actually have what's called the stick house on our campus. And those are fully mocked up homes inside of our buildings. And the students actually wire them from top to bottom, install lights, fans, everything. By the time the class is over, the entire stick house is wired and all the electrical outlets work. Welding specialists, they're going to start off with their stick welding and move all the way through TIG welding and also pipe welding. So this is going to allow a student, even if they have no experience in any of our programs, you're not required to know anything before you get to RSI. We can take a student with zero experience in welding, electrical, and HVAC and take them from their desire and determination to be successful to a professional in 7 to 10 months, because we've taken out all of the classes that are not related to their career field that they're going into. So this is very core, specialized, career-focused education at RSI. So students, unless they're in one of our associates programs that we offer in our HVAC department, which would be for a more advanced student, they're not taking any academic classes. They're only going to take the classes that they need to be able to work in their career field. That's why we can get them in and out so quickly. We know that virtual reality and gaming is huge for this generation. So we actually have built in virtual reality into all of our programs. So when a student starts school with us, no matter what program they're in, they're going to get an Oculus 2 and a brand new Chromebook included in their tuition investment. Now, for our welders, we created our own virtual reality welding program with the help of a gaming company. We started this during COVID because students couldn't come to school in some of our other states. And with the trades, it's all about practice, 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 repetition. I know as counselors and teachers, you all know how hard that was when we were trying to teach students virtually, especially when you were a hands-on learner. So we wanted to make it the best possible virtual reality welding program that we could offer our students. This is not to replace classroom time. This is to enhance their learning experience. Now, the really great thing about the OcuWeld system and the Interplay learning system is that students will have access to them after they graduate. So as long as they keep on going into the App Store and updating their app, as we add more information and more modulars for them to practice, they can continue to practice it for the rest of their lives. Also, the other cool thing is you do not need internet or Wi-Fi connection once you've installed the app on the Oculus, so students can practice anywhere. And all of our representatives have an Oculus that they can actually bring to your campus when they come to visit and let students practice and see what it's like to utilize that skill. Why RSI? Why not RSI should be the question, I think. 91% overall employment rate. We have a training partnership with many companies, including Amazon. No unrelated courses. Students learn what is directly related to their selected career field. So for a student, especially one that is maybe not as interested in the academic side of school, which we know we have students that are a good fit for the four-year college, and we've got students that are a better fit for a more focused environment. This allows them to only have to take the classes that they're interested in. And for a lot of the students that we see that come to RSI, this is the first time that they start making straight A's because it's something they're interested in. So they focus all their energy into it. Shorter length of curriculum, enter the workforce sooner. Well, Generation Z is all about getting into the workforce sooner, but for a lot of students who've been in school for 12 years, they're ready to train. They know that they need skills, but they're just not looking for that long investment right now. Private schools can teach innovations immediately. We'll look at the AccuWeld system. This is something that we were able to come up with and start working on immediately. We're very lucky at RSI that whenever we see a need for our students, we can go and we can fill that need without having to go through a ton of red tape and wait for a bond election or things like that. That was one of the things as a teacher that was so hard. You would see that your students needed something, but you would have to wait and go through all these different channels. We can be very action oriented at RSI to meet the needs of our individual students, but also to change our program to fit the needs of the current generation that we are training. Career assistance during and after graduation. We can even help a student find a part-time job while they're attending school. But for the rest of their life, as long as they're in good standings with RSI, we can continue to help them find employment. In fact, that's our goal, is to help our students start school, graduate, and find employment. The student body consists of students with related interests. Well, we know when people are in a group of like-minded people, it's a supportive environment and people feed off of that energy. All of our instructors have been professionals in the industries that they're training the students in. So it's a very much, everyone thinks that electrical, HVAC, and welding are great career fields, and so it's a positive environment. RSI has just a great vibe. I love going to visit the campus. I'll actually be going to visit RSI for their upcoming open house in March, and I love going there. It's just, you come in and you just feel great when you're there. Practical hands-on training. Students will learn by doing. All of our programs are hands-on to give students the best real-world training opportunities. That's why our students attend school and go to the lab 4 days of the week and 1 day interactive virtual learning opportunities. So we know that the more time that they spend working with their hands, the better they're going to be. And then of course, this is a very unique feature, and I think it's one of the best things that we offer at all of our campuses, is our tuition-free graduate retraining. In any program that a student is enrolled in, as long as they graduate in good standings, they can come back and retrain with us for zero tuition investment. That means that at any time during their career path, they can continue to grow their skills and it doesn't cost them anything. This is something very unique that we offer because we know in STEM and in the skilled trades, technology is a big part of that. And laws, policies, procedures, new techniques are coming out. In HVAC especially, we've seen air conditioning units go from being very basic to being basically computers now. So this allows a student to stay current, which will make them more marketable in the future. RSI school code, because I'm sure you're going to be helping a lot of students do their FAFSA, is 014127. When you bring it up, it's going to say Refrigeration School Inc., Phoenix, Arizona. Now, we do have an upcoming open house week coming up for students, and they can come to visit. Now, one is going to be on Wednesday, March 22nd, anytime between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. And then again, we have an opportunity on Saturday because we know a lot of parents want to come with their students, but they're working during the week and it's easier for Saturday. So Saturday, March 25th, anytime between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Now, these are in-person open houses, but we do have opportunities to visit the school virtually as well. If you search on YouTube, you can actually find the virtual tour of RSI. So if a student is really interested, but maybe they don't live, it's too far for them to get to the campus at that time, they can actually go and look on our YouTube channel and do a virtual campus tour, and you can walk through the building. It's pretty neat. All right, well, I'm going to turn it back over for questions and answers.
Wow, Raina, every time I listen to your presentation, I'm really very excited about what you're doing. That AccuWeld thing is extremely exciting. My compliments to you and to Strata and Tulsa and RSI for what you're doing.
I
Let
love
me go
the
into Q&A, and then we'll come back to some of this other stuff. The first question that comes in has to do with they're calling in from Phoenix that says, if we wanted to talk to one of your RSI local reps, should we go to the RSI website or should they contact you, Raina, directly?
It would, if you would like to, contact me directly, and then I can actually get you in direct contact with that representative. It'll just be faster that way.
I think your last comments got some traction. The next question comes, do you have any virtual events coming up in the near future?
So we are moving towards trying to have more virtual events for our students. One of the things is that the same weekend as this RSI open house is that students who are interested can actually, we're having our national high school welding competition for the Houston campus. And so we actually will be going virtual at the Houston campus all day on the 25th. And they'll actually be able to see the campus. That they offer the same programs, see welding demonstrations, see HVAC demonstrations. So there is an opportunity for students to get more information about what we offer, since we offer the same at all of our campuses, but we are working on building more virtual opportunities for students.
Raina, this is probably more for my benefit, but I think the listeners too. Do you keep a listing of upcoming open houses available on your website now?
Yes, they are definitely on our website, and as well as we do a lot of push campaigns for our counselors. So a lot of times right before open houses come out, if we already have your contact information, we will send you the flyers ahead of time, far in advance, so that this way you can help your students know.
Yeah, that's a great idea, great feature. GPA, that's the next question. Is there a GPA requirement for enrollment admissions to RSI?
No, there is not. We always tell students what you need to be successful at our school is going to be interest, motivation, and determination. We know that a lot of times students in high school, they're working full-time jobs, they're just kind of, they're getting through. And so we know that that doesn't determine whether they can be successful at RSI. And in fact, a lot of those students that come in with lower GPAs wind up being the students that graduate at the top of their class, and they're making really good grades because they're very interested in what they're doing, but the class sizes are very small. So our lab ratio is 20 students to 1 instructor.
Yeah. I think we're going to keep the screen that you have up there right now because I think it's really important because of the upcoming open houses and the contact information. So for those of you that have been listening to Raina and want to, we want to reiterate the importance of these upcoming events. The final question really comes to offer, does RSI offer housing for students?
So yes, we can help students find housing. We utilize a program that's called EduRent. They help our students find affordable housing within close proximity of campus. That could be a traditional like apartment lease situation, or they have this really fun program called shared housing. And shared housing is going to be like dorm style living where 4 students live in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The furniture is provided, the utilities are paid, and then EduRent comes in and does monthly checks on the property. So this would be more like a dorm style living. They have policies. It's a little bit, a lot of parents like it because it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable, especially if they're moving their student away from home.
It's exciting what you're doing. I'm thinking the housing thing is probably relates to a question of a parent wondering what's available for them in Phoenix. Hey, before we go into closing, Raina, why don't you go ahead, if you got someone who has a burning desire to call you directly from this or contact you directly from this presentation, would you mind just giving your telephone number and your extension and possibly your email address?
Definitely. So you can reach me at any time directly on my cell number, which is a Tulsa, Oklahoma number, which people always get confused by because I'm based out of Texas. It is 918-482-5885. 914-493-0794. Just like the students these days, if you shoot me a text message, I will respond immediately. And
Why
then
don't you one more time,
918-493-0794. And then if we go back to our intro screen, my email address is on that, which will be a little bit easier. It is simply just Raina, Rain with an A, .Gilliard, Gillyard, at tws.edu. But if you, for some reason, don't catch my phone number or email address, if you call RSI or any Tulsa Welding School campus, they can actually connect you directly to me.
Perfect. Now, just so everyone knows, so they didn't get all that down, we're going to be sending it out, the contact information in an email form to all the participants, so that in addition to your what you've done, we're going to send it out. The foundation is going to compile and forward a set of follow-up questions related to admissions. We're also going to be, have recorded this session, and we'll be forwarding the actual recording to all of its registrants. You're going to receive an exit survey from us when you leave this meeting. Please feel free, and we encourage you to answer the survey to help us determine better next topics or locations for our webinars. Before closing, I'd like to thank each and every one of the educator participants for taking time out of their very busy schedules to join us today. We know you've got a number of competing priorities, and we just appreciate you carving just a little bit of time out to listen to Raina and listen to the RSI story. I'd like to thank Raina for her time today. I thought it was an outstanding presentation. Encourage any of you to contact her directly about your opportunities at RSI and possibly Tulsa Welding School. On behalf of the Imagine America Foundation, Raina and myself, thank you and goodbye.